So after Sonic won, Sonic the Hedgehog took his biplane, the Tornado, out on a spin and ended up on West Side Island. He meets a two-tailed fox named Miles Per Hour, but everyone just seems to call him Tails. Tails is inspired by him and wants to be just like him. But just by chance, it seems that Dr. Eggman has also decided upon this island as his next stop for world domination. It turns out that there was an ancient civilization that had access to the 7 Chaos Emeralds, but were punished by the gods for abusing them. What? And the gods sealed the emeralds away? Wait, what? Well, but it seems like they were sealed here on West Side Island. Unless they originated here, but were sealed on South Island? But then why were there 6? Did Eggman and Sonic just not know about the 7th? That's a bit of an oversight, you fat bastard. I mean, I guess Sonic had no idea about the Chaos Emeralds. Just look at his face at the end of Sonic 1. So I guess that after Sonic used the emeralds to repair Green Hill, they went to this island. So, but then why is there a legend? This doesn't... I guess Sonic lore was fucked from the jump.
Hey, live action segment. You don't really see too many of those on my channel. So enjoy while you see it. Anyway, this is the Sonic Encyclopedia. I got the limited edition, so it has a different cover of collage, but that's besides the point. Anyway, Sonic Encyclopedia came in while I was writing this video, so I decided to add this part in later, just so I can tell you my updated thoughts on the lore of Sonic 2. So there is the 6 Chaos Emeralds on South Island and the 7 Chaos Emeralds on West Side Island. And you would assume then that means that they just missed one in Sonic 1. It's not that big of a deal. Game lore changed. Oh, whoops. Makes everyone look incompetent, but hey, you know, wouldn't be the first time Sonic writing wasn't up to par. But I propose a different conclusion. There's 2 sets of Chaos Emeralds. Let me explain. So, the Sonic 1 and all the Game Gear games say the 6 Chaos Emeralds in this book. They don't say 6 of the 7, they say the 6. Always. Full stop. But they also say the 7 Chaos Emeralds, which means that they're 2 different sets. I know that sounds crazy, but it actually explains a plot hole in Sonic the Fighters, where they need 8 Chaos Emeralds to fuel a ship to go to space. Why are there 2 separate Chaos Emeralds, and why don't we just use the 6, or haven't seen them in a while? They're just not as useful. We learned from the Tails Tube thing that Sonic only cares about the Chaos Emeralds when Eggman cares about the Chaos Emeralds. If Eggman doesn't do anything with them, Sonic doesn't need to get them again. So Eggman hasn't gone after the 6 since the Game Gear games, so we haven't seen him. I would say that the 7 are more powerful, probably because they're connected to the Master Emerald, which is something that we'll get to later when we talk about Sonic 3. And I think that's what makes the 7 Chaos Emeralds special compared to the 6 Chaos Emeralds or any other Chaos Emeralds that happen to be floating around on this planet that are way vastly less powerful because they have their own energy. Like, they're able to do what they did in Sonic 1, which is create a field of flowers, you know, create energy to create a life. But the 7 Chaos Emeralds, we'll get to that in a moment. Back to Video Me.
Anyway, Eggman needs the Chaos Emeralds for his new creation, the Death Egg. I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. Anyway, he starts his conquest of the island to build his Doomsday device and find the emeralds he needs to power it. And Sonic springs into action with Tails not too far behind, and the adventure begins. Wait, what? Rewind that back. What's that thing falling in the background? A sparkle from the title screen? Something crashing? Eggman arriving? What the actual hell is that? Anyway, the title screen has Sonic and Tails on the front with Sonic saying, "Let's go!" instead of, "Are you up to it?" like the first title screen. which is really funny considering this game's marketing. And just like Sonic 1, you see the island you will be exploring in the background. Now, let's head to the first level, which is basically Green Hill Zone with a vivid filter on it. I mean, there's no denying that it is more graphically appealing than Sonic 1. Hell, the whole game is more appealing to look at than Sonic 1. Nothing against Sonic 1, but you could tell that this game came out the next year. So if you got all the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 1, you probably have the instinct to get 50 rings and get to the end. But in this game, the progression is a little different. You still have to collect 50 rings, but instead of getting to the end, you jump into these sparkles at a checkpoint that a first-timer just might miss. These are the new special stages, and if you're playing the Christian Whitehead version, this shouldn't be too hard. But if you're playing the original Sonic 2, God bless your soul. These are one of my least favorite special stages, mostly because it's about memorization and there's no way to do it fast. You have to collect rings and get to the checkpoints with enough rings 3 times until you get the Chaos Emeralds. These levels are made even more annoying with Tails, who not only collects rings, but has a delayed jump, which means that he can get hit by bombs and lose rings, making you miss the emerald. Oh yeah, if you didn't notice, Tails follows you around in this game, like obsessively so. Unlike Sonic, who is cute and cool, Tails is just cute, and it makes him Sonic's perfect sidekick. Don't worry, he isn't an escort mission, and when he dies, you don't lose a life. He is actually kind of invincible. His existence also means that this is the first Sonic game with multiplayer. If you are playing a version that isn't the Christian Whitehead version, you can make your little sibling angry by letting them play Tails. But if you have a competent little sibling, girlfriend, or significant other, you can make these special stages easier. Or it could lead to a divorce. It really is a 50-50. Now, with the special stages being such a pain in the ass, what is the reason to do them? In the first game, all you got was some flowers. Big whoop. While in this game, you get the famous Dragon Ball Z ripoff Super Sonic, who is basically on speed shoes all the time and invincible, except for crushing and drowning. He is fun and broken and definitely worth unlocking, except for one caveat. Now you may be asking yourself, why didn't I wait to talk about this? Well, it's because you can get all 7 Chaos Emeralds in the first stage. Yes, the broken mode is unlockable in level 1, and I had it for the rest of my footage, and it made no sense to keep it a secret for dramatic effect when it would just make editing this video 10 times harder. Now, after all that, we can finally talk about Sonic 2's levels. I'm gonna piss some people off with these takes. Emerald Hill is a faster, less cool Green Hill. I'm serious, it has a better look, but it takes away what I liked about Green Hill. It's not that there isn't exploration. If you're getting all 7 Chaos Emeralds, you can find a lot of secret checkpoints. You can run to little caves, run on waterfalls, but what makes this level worse, not bad, worse, is that the level pushes you on the fastest path. Like, okay, let me explain. All you have to do is get these speed shoes and hold the right, and the level is over. The second act doesn't fare much better. Yes, a first-timer is probably not going to do this, but it doesn't require much skill or memorization. Just kind of holding right and following the springs. Not to say that this level isn't fun. It's loads of fun. But it takes away the things that I liked about Sonic 1. The secrets and shortcuts. There's nothing like this moment in Green Hill where you could jump over the spikes and get a shield and some rings and get some speed shoes in the process. Unlike Green Hill, where I felt like I had to find speed shoes or invincibility or an extra life, here it's just given to me on the main path, which is fun, don't get me wrong. Look at Sonic Go, it's adrenaline pumping, but it's less fulfilling. And I probably wouldn't be harping so hard on this if they didn't just reuse the same level aesthetic. But hey, it's a fun level to run, roll, and spin dash through. And this is the first game to actually have the spin dash. And even though Sonic Team later takes the spin dash out to a back alley to make sure that it never sees its family again, it will be our close friend for over a decade. So get used to it. You execute it by holding down and mashing the jump button. Now you guys have no excuse to not roll. But in all honesty, maybe the level design philosophy changed so much because of the spin dash. Something to think about. So after 2 30-second thrill rides, we fight Drill Eggman, a boss that is even easier than the first boss in Sonic 1. Pay him no heed, just beat him and chase him to Chemical Plant. damn, this level is fun, and holy shit, that background is beautiful. Anyway, Chemical Plant is a banger, but it runs into the problem of being too short. The top path in the first act is really easy to get on, and most people might take it by accident on their first try. I know I did. And that leads this level being really short, and also hard to find at checkpoint. I guess they're all on the bottom path? Act 2 is probably the best level in the game for me because it implements something Emerald Hill was lacking. Cool skips! You see, Act 2 has this famous part that stretches everybody out, but I don't even have footage of it because you can skip it with a shortcut. I love that stuff! And because of how Chemical Plant is designed, you could go through this entire level and never touch the water. Yeah, the second level of this game is a water level. You never would have guessed, huh? The only thing that gets annoying on repeat playthroughs is these automated tubes. Partly because, you know, it's Sonic just moving fast for a bit. But also, I can't tell how they work. Sometimes I press up or down in the tubes, I go that direction, but sometimes I don't. It's weird. It feels borderline random. If anyone knows how to do this, let me know. After avoiding purple chemicals, which may or may not be Eggman's piss, you fight the doctor. Wait, does this stuff have a name?
Viscous Megamac. Huh. So that's the stuff. Learn something new every day.
Anyway, this boss, the egg poison, is weird. It's either really easy or really cheap. To make a short story even shorter, I never died at this boss while he is alive. I only die after I beat him. Because of those stupid, flippy platforms. Even when I'm supersonic. Anyway, just be careful. Whoa! Yeah, I love this level. The worst thing about it is that it's over in 40 seconds, but it's a good thing that you could beat it in 40 seconds because it means you never have to touch the water. Yes, Sonic 2 has 2 water levels back to back, and you could just avoid the water both times. I actually beat these levels so fast, I barely have any footage of it, so I'll actually keep it brief. This level is beautiful, probably the best looking in the game, and this may be one of my favorite tracks, but there is just one thing wrong with it, but I'll get back to it later. We fight the Egg Hammer and end my honeymoon period with this game. Yes, when it comes to Sonic 2, I only, honest to God, love the first 3 levels. It's all downhill from here. I hate pinball. There, I've given you my stance on Casino Night Zone pretty succinctly, but I'll go into more detail. There are 3 things that make this level kind of a bore for me. It's the pinball bumper gimmick, which is more of a pace breaker than fun. These blocks and elevators that force me to stand around, and the gambling. This is just because my luck is bad, and this could happen to me accidentally. No, you piece of shit! I'm invincible! Shouldn't I not lose my rings? I'm invincible right now! I'm a god! Like, don't get me wrong, I like the look of this level. The music is a banger, but the level has never really captured my attention. I always feel like it's trying its best to waste my time. And this is the start of levels getting less memorable. Not in terms of zones, as a person in my Discord said, I don't think Sonic 2 has any bad level themes, and I completely agree with that. There's definitely more variety, and it's great. But for some reason, it gets harder to think of specific set pieces as the levels go on. Like, maybe there's 1 or 2, but later levels sometimes blend together for me, and it's hard for me to remember what's in Act 2 and what's in Act 1. You fight the A-Claw, which is admittedly easy but fun boss. I like it when Sonic bosses force me to use my momentum. It always feels so cool. Before we leave here, here is your daily reminder to roll, motherfucker, roll! Hilltop is a perfectly fine level. It's not my favorite, but I never mind playing it. The only thing I have to be worried about is this happening.
Yeah, I was looking at
Harmonica or Trump. What the fuck?
Whoa, that's not supposed to happen.
What? What just happened? But besides that, I don't have much beef with this level except a few nitpicks that only bother me. Like, how are you supposed to do this without invincibility? Why is the top path kind of boring? Why is the bottom path more interesting in Act 2? How the fuck does this even happen? But yeah, that's about it. We get the Egg Scorcher Mark II as a boss. It's a follow-up to the Flame boss in Sonic 1. And I haven't seen this boss's attack pattern in years because it's so easy. Moving on. Mystic Cave Zone is a mixed bag of a level. It has a cool theme and cool music, but this level is so stop and go. Well, that's not a good way to put it. It still has a flow and it's faster than your average platformer, but there's a lot of grabbing these pulleys and bringing down a bridge. There are some areas where springs bounce you back and forth, which is just annoying. Then there are these boxes that slowly move. They aren't hard to avoid, but you still have to waste the first 5 seconds of your invincibility getting out of there. But the level is still Sonic. Like these crushers, they're time-based. You can use momentum to roll up steep slopes or simply jump over them. And getting into the flow of the level is a lot of fun until you hit the pit. The most bullshit trap in a Sonic game. Wait, I forgot this is the Christian Whitehead version. You actually get a secret cut level from Sonic 2's development. You may not know this, but Sonic 2 was made in like a weekend. Despite the success of Sonic 1, Sonic 2 wasn't immediately greenlit. Yuji Naka quit Sega, and if it wasn't for future Sony producer Mark Cerny, yes, the guy who has rubbed hands with Naughty Dog, Insomniac, and Santa Monica Studios as producer, designer, or programmer for each game studio respectively. He also went on to be the director of Knack, but we don't talk about Knack. Anyway, he is the only reason Sonic 2 gained any sort of momentum. He, being one of the few American developers Yuji Naka actually liked, was able to bring him over to America. Yes, Sonic 2 is the start of many made-in-America Sonic games. Anyway, while Naka was still tinkering with the game engine and a small team started to go into pre-production, Sega of Japan woke up and realized, oh shit, we need a moneymaker, and told STI that Sonic 2 had to be out in 9 months. You did not hear that wrong, this game was made in less than a year. For context, Sonic 1 had about 5 months more development time. Something you just need to learn with this series is that no matter what, no matter how good, no matter how bad, every single Sonic game is rushed. But because of this rushed development cycle, this game probably has more cut content than every single Sonic game. Hell, there's a cut content site named Hidden Palace Zone because of this game. This game was going to have time travel, which is why Hilltop looks like Blue Emerald Hill, and another reason for so many cut levels. Now, I, for one, am glad that this game doesn't have a time travel mechanic, but I have my own personal biases. But, back to the level. This level is freaking cool. All the design, music, the fake Master Emerald, the zip lines, the fact that water is pretty avoidable, and the enemies are even pretty cool. Man, this level is great. I wish I was older. I probably would have cried when I saw this level for the first time. The boss is shitty, though. Like, holy shit, it's probably the worst boss in this game. But if you have Super Sonic, it's a piece of cake. But trust me, without it, it's shit. Next up is Oil Ocean. You can use your momentum to roll up steep slopes or simply jump over them. Just be sure to avoid the pit and you'll be good. The level ends with a fight with the Egg Digger. This boss is pretty challenging if you don't have Super Sonic. Especially after you die, you have way fewer rings. But I wouldn't let that shit happen to me though. Fuck Oil Ocean, man. I just don't. I don't like this level down to how it looks. The orange and the purple and green just don't sit well with me. It's just an eyesore. The level design is very boring and repetitive. I can't tell you the difference between Act 1 and 2. This level has annoying hazards, these stupid fans, elevators, bad enemy placement, but not the worst in the game, we'll get to that. And automation in a worse form than Chemical Plant. I've also never seen this happen before, but it happened to me during my playthrough.
Genocide City. my vision.
My vision. Whoa! Was that supposed to happen?
No!
I don't Was that... Maybe that was
my copy of Sonic 2 is first.
Was that supposed to happen? I can't tell. Sonic 2, everybody. I will die on the hill that this is the most boring level in the game. We fight Eggman and his Egg Marine with scorpion tails and a laser. Okay, this is probably the weirdest boss in the game. Not mechanically, but just the idea. A submarine scorpion laser shooting hybrid. I'm not saying it's bad, but someone had to be high to come up with that idea. This boss is kind of boring. You hit Eggman when he comes up, avoid his attacks, pretty basic. Now let's get to the big boy. Metropolis Zone. Okay, let's do some positives before I go on my rant. The music for the level is good. The yellow spring thing is fun when they work. This spring gimmick is cool. And the boss is easy. Okay, that's it. Time to complain. This level is the reason why in a casual playthrough of this game I usually turn it off. Not that I'm super terrible at this level, it's just not fun. Because it's all the worst parts of Sonic 2 on full display. Forced waiting, automation, bullshit enemy placement, and enemy design. Let's go through this in order. This one isn't that complicated. There are just parts in this level where you're just kind of waiting around and not doing anything besides that. And it slows down the pace of an already long level. Then for automation, there are these fucking screws. Fuck these screws. They're so boring. All I'm doing is holding right and nothing is happening here. Let's see how long one of these sections can go on for. Let's just play some levels for comparison. Now let's talk about something I've been holding back this entire time. I hate the enemies in Sonic 2. Pretty much all of them are super annoying, from the coconuts in Emerald Hill to the slicers in Metropolis. Do you remember all those times that I alluded to something being wrong with the level but never really said it? It was this. I was talking about the goddamn enemies and their placement. The enemies in Sonic 2 are a downgrade from 1. In 1, enemies were more like obstacles that you needed to learn what attack was best to deal with them. The options were jumping into them, rolling into them, and running away / dodging them. The enemies may cause stress like the Zubats in Marble Zone or the Sonic clone in Spring Yard, but still, the enemies were less dangerous than the hazards. In Sonic 2, the enemies are the hazards. Like right here in Aquatic Ruin. I know I have to roll here or this enemy will pop out of the wall and stop my progress. Or the fact that there's these stupid wisp enemies, yes, that's actually their name, that just can crowd you and take all your rings. Or this jump on Emerald Hill Act 1. Anyone who's gone for the Chaos must know that this jump is bullcrap because the monkey can just decide to shoot his coconut at you as soon as you hit him, and boom, lost all your rings. Isn't that fun? The bumper enemies in Casino Night are no fun at all. Screw the fireflies in Mystic Cave Zone, and the seahorses in Oil Ocean can go commit toaster bath. So the game has been relatively crappy with enemies up until this point. And now in the last part of the game, we introduce the Trinity. Let me introduce them. We have Acherons, these starfish-looking motherfuckers who will shoot 5 needles in a predetermined path, which wouldn't be that bad if they didn't put them in the most bullcrap of places. Then we have the Shellcrackers, which punch you in a straight line. Again, this wouldn't be much of an issue, but they are placed under low ceilings and edges, making them a large pain in the ass. And last, but most bullshit, are the Slicers. They shoot boomerang-like claws at you, and I can't tell if they aim at you or not, but it always feels like they do, and the attack is always really curved.
The city,
No! No! I hate these guys, bro. I hate them so much. Like, this level is too long for that extra bullshit. I can barely go supersonic because of these mofos. And you know what? I'm in a pissy mood, so I'm going to talk about the supersonic music early. I was going to wait, but now I'm too pissed off. Some idiot at Sonic Team thought it'd be a good idea to give Supersonic a 10-second theme that loops over and over and over again for all of eternity. Why didn't they make the song longer? I don't know, but it pisses me off. And this carries to almost every single Sonic game that lets you turn into Supersonic. Have a short, repetitive theme that replaces the level music with no option to turn it off at all, because one guy made a stupid-ass decision. I hate it here, bro. Oh yeah, and there's a boss. His name is Flying Eggman 2. Someone gave up there. It's very easy to cheese. I've never beaten it legitimately, which in my book is a good thing. But let's just get out of here. getting sick of this shade of green. I hate Sky Chase. This level is so goddamn boring. What is this? What is this? This whole game has been running and jumping, and now I'm in an interactive cutscene? This sucks! It's so long. I do like this shot, though. You get to see the next level literally flying by. It's kind of like a wow factor of like, oh man, I get to go through that. But it's such a long shot that my waiting animation comes down, and you know my rule, if Sonic's bored, then so am I. There's nothing more to note here than some nice music. Let's move on. Tails gets shot down before we get to the Wing Fortress, so Sonic will have to go it alone in one last push against Eggman. I'd probably have more to say about Wing Fortress if I actually played it. You see, near the beginning of the level, there's this skip here, and I've always known about this skip since I was a kid, so I don't think I've ever beaten this level properly. Overall, it's kind of cool that this skip is here. I always support shit like that. The end of the level, he has this scaffolding section, which is a cool idea, but not the most memorable to play through. You have this pretty tough boss if you don't have Super Sonic anyway, and we chase Eggman, but he gets away on his ship. Did I get the bad ending, or... Oh shit. Tails must have fixed his plane mid-flight, which is a cool as hell implication. Sorry, Tails. You know, I've always been too hard on you. So you're gonna help me with the final boss, right? Right? Fuck you, Tails. Fuck you. Death Egg Zone is less of a zone and more of a holder of the two final bosses. Mecha Sonic is pretty scary your first time here, but trust me, once you learn when he turns into his ball form, it's not too crazy. After beating him, you chase Eggman to his Death Egg robot. Now, I will admit, the design is classic, the music is classic, and I'm excited to see the robot in the Sonic movie, but man, this boss is boring. It really is only difficult because you have no rings, and even then it's difficult to call this boss hard. It's just an endurance test. You have to hit him 12 times unlike your traditional 8 for every other boss in the game, and to hit him you have to wait for him to be open because he has a very small hitbox, but the hurt box on him is annoyingly huge. This whole process really leads to an overly long boss that on your first time you will lose a lot of lives to, and if you master it, it's just kind of a snooze. Huh. Very anticlimactic. Well, after you beat the Death Egg robot, the Death Egg explodes and Sonic runs out. Tails sees the explosion and tries to help, but Sonic stunts on him by turning Super Sonic to fly himself down. I know that in the bad end, Sonic gets caught by Tails, but hey, this is the canon ending. And this music track is indeed beautiful, even though it doesn't hit me in the feelings like many 90s kids so many years ago. And that's Sonic 2, everybody. If it feels like my energy was being sucked out of me by the end of this video, it's because yes, it was. Sonic 2 does that to me. Look, it's a good game. Hell, I like this game, but man, does it really fall off by the end. How it goes for me is like, oh, this is better than Sonic 1, to, oh, wow, this is about the same or a little worse than Sonic 1, to, I just want this game to end already. And I don't think it's because I'm bad at this game. I'm probably better at classic Sonic than most people. It's just that things start annoying me and the level design stops being as fun. Not that there aren't things that are objectively better than Sonic 1. The music is amazing, some of the best from the 16-bit era. Almost every track is a certifiable banger. Some of my favorites being Mystic Cave, Metropolis, Chemical Plant. And even though I love Sonic 1, I think Sonic 2's soundtrack is better in different ways. You see, Sonic 1's soundtrack was built to sound like a movie soundtrack, so you don't really hear the genius of Sonic 1's soundtrack till you hear it in an orchestra. Now, Sonic 2's, it's just top-tier 16-bit video game music. I can't see how a lot of this music would fit into a score, but the music always fits the environment. Well, except for Oil Ocean, that level's music is weird. Here's a list of my favorite songs from the game in order. And this is my updated list for Sonic game soundtracks. Sonic 2 wins. Another thing that constantly blows me away is how good this game looks. This game must have pushed the Genesis to its limits because the level of detail is so vibrant. My favorite thing about these levels is the background. I forgot to mention how good the backgrounds were in Sonic 1, but I won't forget here. These backgrounds really add a sense of place to this game. The city in Casino Night is so inviting, and the city in Chemical Plant is a desktop background waiting to happen. Aquatic Ruin has a great foreground and background. There's so much love put into this game despite the crunch and what was going on behind the scenes. This is the most important Sonic game, even more so than the first. This game proved that Sonic wasn't a fad or a one-hit wonder. He was a goddamn king of the gaming industry, and this was about to turn into a dynasty that has its ups, downs, cartoons, anime, and a freaking movie franchise. I will fight anyone that says this is a bad game. That doesn't mean that this game is my perfect Sonic game. Like I said, it's a good game. A 7 out of 10 to be exact. But I just feel like it loses steam around Oil Ocean and proceeds to fall down the stairs for 20 minutes straight. I hope this video explains why I have a love-hate relationship with this game. I wish I loved it as much as everybody else, but I don't. I just see it as good. But hey, I'll let you guys tear me up in the comment section, especially with what's coming up next. The worst classic Sonic game? Good old Sonic 1.5, or better known as Sonic CD. It's done! It's done! My longest scripted video I've ever made is done. Sonic 2. I didn't think that would be the first one to break the Sonic GT video. Man, these Sonic videos end up being so long. But that one even wouldn't have been as long if I didn't have guests. But if you guys are watching the premiere, hey, thanks for showing up early. If you guys aren't, still thanks for showing up at all. This video took a lot to make. I basically edited all of it within a few days, a lot of hard hours, and it was a long, hard script to write. Sonic CD shouldn't take as long, but man, I don't want to make any promises because I am chronically bad at making videos in a timely manner. It all depends on college and my life surrounding it. Expect a video on the Sonic movie 2 pretty soon. And I don't know what I'll do after that. I got a lot of things planned, but thanks for showing up. Show up to the live streams. I try to stream at least like 2 or 3 times a week on this channel. Right now we're doing Birth by Sleep Kingdom Hearts. Hopefully you stop by. Donate if you feel so inclined. And I'm going to take a long nap. See ya.